Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Chuke, is that you? No! F***ing Chuke!
Hey guys, Chuke here with Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Well, I'm still homeless, living in my truck down by the river, but I've been getting a lot of requests to do a video on my new HK45 CT USP. Well, it's called the USP 45 CT Compact Tactical. Now, this thing is safe. One of the main reasons why I went with this model is because it is the decocker version. So that HK45 I had the LEM trigger. Chuck hated it. I did not like it. Now, what's interesting about this one is it actually says USP 45 CT on the slide, and it is very sought after. I don't know why, but I guess some of the later versions did not say 45 CT on the slide. So obviously it's compact, so it's roughly the footprint of a Glock 19, except for the threaded barrel, of course. Much heavier, and we'll talk about that. And tactical. It's tactical because it's the tactical model, and it comes with the threaded barrel. I am going to get a suppressor for it, so very excited about that. So capacity isn't that great. It is an 8-round capacity and just the standard mag. I like to leave the little thumb diddle down there to help hold it. But why did I trade it in? Well, the USP Universal Self-Loading Pistol, Cold War era gun, I have really good memories of it playing as Solid Snake in the original Metal Gear Solid. I would always equip him with a USP 45. I wanted something I could carry. Now, the 45 regular HK 45, I believe USP is a better choice, and we'll talk about that. Now, if you want a full history of the USP, check out Small Arms Solutions, Chris Bartocci. He loves the gun. He does a huge video, I don't know, it's like 20-30 minutes, where he goes through the full history, how it came from the Mark 23 and it was developed from SOCOM, and it's supposed to be its own combat platform, which is crazy. I mean, you're supposed to use it in lieu of a rifle if you don't have one, because it's made for a suppressor and also infrared, and it's just amazing. All the finish on it is a special coat that is resistant to salt water. It can go tens of thousands of rounds without any of the springs wearing out, which is just amazing. And nobody to this date that I've heard of has been able to wear a spring out on it. Okay, that was annoying. I got to get a place. Anyways, the HK45 was also developed for military use, special forces or whatever, by a couple guys, but it's different than the USP. The USP is beefier. If you look at it, you feel it. It's got a much beefier slide. It's got that double recoil system. One thing I am disappointed in is the compact version of the USP 45 does not have the double recoil. It's got the nylon bumper system and a heavy-duty spring and a heavy-duty guide rod. Sorry about the vehicle noise, but it does not have the double spring as the full-size USP does. However, it can still shoot 45 Super, and I proved that, and that is one of the reasons why I went with it. I got rid of the HK45 because it was full-size giant gun, and I just couldn't conceal it as well as compact. So now I have something I can transition from the city to the woods, and 45 Super, that's just amazing. The fact that you can shoot 45 Super. Chuck and I have done multiple tests. We probably have like 6 videos out there of 10mm versus 45 Super. Sometimes 45 Super wins, usually 10mm wins, but they're pretty close in the amount of power and speed that they put out. So I love 45 Super. The way I look at it, I think it's a little bit better than 10 millimeter because it's got similar power, foot-pounds of energy, but you've got a 45 caliber bullet. It's making a little bit bigger hole, doing that much more damage to the vital areas. Now, of course, 10 millimeter has more ammo available. I've only been able to get like 3 different brands for 45 Super, and you can't even find it right now. 10 is everywhere. But I have some, so I am planning on wearing it out into the woods this summer. The only problem is this thing is so heavy that the Magpul belt I have just doesn't cut it. It's that Magpul belt's a leather belt with some polymer reinforced strips in it, and it just weighs down on it. I need my Aegis big, thick canvas belt to really support something of that weight. So let's roll some footage and see how it did shooting. USP 45 compact tactical. And it does not have that horrible LEM trigger. So I'm very excited about this. I replaced my full-size HK45 because I prefer the beefier slide of the USP. So first shots, let's see how it does. And then I'm going to do another mag, but I'm going to top it off with a couple 45 Super rounds from Underwood. So let's see how it does. So these rounds, I'm gonna figure this out. I've got some just regular range ammo, but these 45 Super jacketed hollow points, I think, from Underwood. So I'm going to show you how you can shoot 45 Super out of your HK. The HK45 shot them, but really you want to do it out of a USP because it's beefier. So that is 45 Super. Sometimes they stick in the chamber a little bit because they're slightly longer than normal 45s.
That's a 230 grain Spear Gold Dot in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll screw something up hard.
Big time. So let's see how the 45 Super does. First 2 shots are 45 Super.
Well, you could definitely hear the difference between the 45 Super.
Yeah.
Even with hearing protection on.
Right.
And saw your flinch better too.
Yeah, I meant to miss too. So there you go. It's a, I love the decocker on that. So much better than the other one I had.
Oh gosh, yes. So.
I think it's pretty sweet though.
It functions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. You mind if I shoot a mag from it?
Yeah, go for it.
You didn't put one in the chamber?
No.
Okay.
Chuck,
No, what's the worst part about rabbit soup?
every time you get it, there's always hair in it.
That's a good one. Tell me when.
All right, go ahead.
All right, shooting Chuke's new HK Compact Tactical USP. Let's put it around in the chamber. Let's see if it actually hits more than snow. I think you can hit more than the snow. I almost flinched that one time for some really reason. I caught myself. I don't know if you saw that on camera or not, but that's what you do, Chuke. You got to catch yourself before you flinch.
Yeah, I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah. I hadn't shot handguns for accuracy in a long time because of the ammo shortage. So there is that, but that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
All right. What do you think of the gun?
Oh, it shoots smooth. It's very smooth. When I caught myself, I almost hung up on the trigger for some reason. I don't know what it was. I think I might have let go too much and went over that hump right there in the trigger guard or something.
That hook shape too.
Yeah. So it's totally user error, of course, but the gun's nice. Use some night sights and be good. And you need to get a 45 caliber suppressor.
Yeah.
First a 22 suppressor, and then a 45 caliber suppressor. You should be good to go. But it's beautiful. I like it. These have always been fun to shoot. You know.
Sweet.
Yep. Well, that was shameful. Here.
Are you just practicing your presentation when you pull it back like that?
I'm not going to go out like this. It's a little more work on the forearm.
Oh, were
I
you
mean,
practicing? You were shooting double action all those times?
Yeah, just snap it back and do double action. And plus, you want to give yourself a little bit of a rest, because you do this, you're going to wear out your trigger finger and your grip, because you need to maintain grip and stuff. So yeah, you pull it back here and decock it, go back out, double action, and decock, go back out, double action.
What do you think about the compact tactical?
Well, you definitely need to use it more, because this is definitely showing the signs that this spring here, oh, that's a new baby.
Oh yeah.
That is nice and blue.
Right.
I can tell you after about a week, mine would not look like that. Because this thing would get snap caps through them. It would be basically dry fire every time. But when you're dry firing, you have this where it's been shot. You want to start from here. A lot of people judge it from here,
right,
for the long pull. What do you do when you decock it? It goes to there.
right.
It doesn't go to there.
Oh yeah.
So when
interesting.
people are judging it by that, they fall into the category of dumbass.
Right.
So that means that they don't know what they're talking about, and that's what's dangerous. That's why you have to rack it and decock every time. Or all you have to do is slightly pull the trigger, first click. And there you go. You're set for the actual double action that you're practicing for. So other than that, I'm not going to mess with your firing pin anymore, because despite popular myth, you do need snap caps or at least spent shells
Oh,
to help protect that firing pin.
for the HKs.
Any pistol,
Yeah.
any gun. So
What do you think about the compact version of the USP in general?
I think it's a little bit more controllable than the full size, ironically, but it's probably not gonna be as thick around the grip. It's a little bit more slim around the grip, so it does cater to that crowd like myself, who have a bit smaller hands, but you're able to operate the controls and everything. And I do like that pretty much everything is bobbed and pretty low profile.
I like that too.
It doesn't need to be outrageously out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I'm a fan. And I'm happy with the size. It's roughly the size of a Glock 19, just much heavier.
it's a little bit heavier, but I do like how easy it is to maintain these things, how easy it is to take them all apart, because all you actually need is a punch in order to do pretty much everything except for taking out the sear spring.
Right.
So that you're actually going to need to get a flat head and kind of pinch up. But you see the area here. Threads don't really start until late. Here, threads go on immediately. So this part towards the gun.
It doesn't have the double spring like
Nope.
the full-size USP.
Nylon buffer, just like the standard compacts on any other model. The only difference is the weight of this spring right here, but the construction is basically the same. So it just sits in here, and that nylon buffer sits right here. It just prevents this slide hitting the frame. So it's not really recoil control for you, it's more shock control for the frame, because when you batter this frame, you start battering the metal inserts directly, kind of like on Glock pistols. After thousands of rounds of 40 caliber Glocks getting smashed, the metal starts exposing, and then you start getting weaknesses in the actual little slide rails, I guess you could say. So,
Pretty impressive though.
yeah, just be careful when you're doing this, because this rubber is going to make it a little bit more difficult. Just be nice and gentle. This O-ring is supposed to be there for accuracy, so it's just enough to keep it nice and tight, because the idea is consistency with this.
Right.
So there you go. And that's it.
Pretty beefy slide, though.
Slide? Yeah. The slide's going to be beefy. It's got a good amount cut out here. So, I mean, I don't know why they didn't do like a 10 millimeter. Oh, yeah, that's right. 10 millimeter wasn't really that big of a deal around that time. So, yeah, that's why.
That would be cool, though. And of course, no problems shooting the USP. I had no malfunctions. That's to be expected. Nothing beats a HK as far as I'm concerned, as far as pistols. I'm a Glock guy, but I believe HKs are better. Not the VP9s. I don't really consider those HKs. I don't really like them, but just the tough, you know, hammer-fired HK pistols are just, you know, they're just tanks. They're just so tough. So anyway.